I should have stayed away from Bentley. He was the one man I was never supposed to want, the one name that carried weight like a curse in my family. But every time his eyes found mine, my chest betrayed me, beating harder, begging for him. The nights in the old vineyard, the stolen glances across crowded rooms, the silence that felt louder than screams. All of it led me to the moment I could no longer deny him. Forbidden or not, he became the center of my world. And once I fell, I knew there was no turning back. The first time I saw Bentley under the lantern lights of the vineyard, I swore I hated him. His family's land stretched right across ours, and every summer it was the same battle. Boundaries disputed, workers stolen, pride clashing like thunder. He leaned against a fence post that night, olive green shirt clinging to him, dark hair damp with sweat from the day's harvest. I wanted to glare, to remind myself he was the enemy, but something in his smirk held me. My chest tightened in betrayal. Sometimes the enemy we swear to hate is the one our heart already chose. Bentley walked toward me slowly, boots crunching against gravel, each step heavy with something unspoken. "Late night for you too?" he asked, voice low, almost mocking. I forced a laugh, gripping the bottle of wine in my hand, like it could shield me. "Just making sure your people haven't stolen another row of vines." He chuckled, shaking his head, and for a second the fire in his eyes softened. I should have walked away, but my body leaned closer. Desire doesn't care about family feuds or ancient grudges. It breaks rules without asking permission. That night, I found myself trapped in his presence, standing close enough to smell the faint trace of tobacco and wine on his breath. "You hate me, don't you?" he whispered suddenly, eyes glinting with something sharper than teasing. My throat tightened. I should. His hand brushed mine, deliberate but soft, sending a jolt of heat straight through me. I froze, torn between fury and fire. His smirk faded into something almost vulnerable, and it shook me. The most dangerous moments are when hatred tastes too much like hunger. Days passed, but Bentley's shadow lingered in every corner of my mind. During market days, I caught his eyes across the square, his stare unrelenting, daring me to look away. At night, I dreamed of him, hands rough, voice husky, lips closer than I'd ever admit I wanted. The worst part? I woke up wishing the dream had gone further. I tried drowning it in work, in sweat, in endless rows of vines under blazing sun. But nothing silenced the pulse he awakened. Forbidden love isn't silent. It echoes in every heartbeat, louder than reason itself. One evening, the storm rolled in over the valley, fierce winds rattling windows and bending trees. My father sent the workers home early, but I stayed to secure the vineyard gates. Lightning split the sky, and there he was, Bentley, soaked in rain, standing at the far fence like a phantom pulled from my thoughts. I should have ignored him. I should have locked the gate and walked away. But the storm outside was nothing compared to the one raging inside me. Against all reason, I crossed the mud toward him. Sometimes fate doesn't knock. It crashes down like thunder, daring you to follow. We ended up sheltering in the old stone shed, the roof rattling under the rain's assault. Our clothes clung to us, dripping water pooling at our feet. The silence was unbearable, thick with things we weren't allowed to say. He finally spoke, voice rough. "Do you ever wonder why it feels worse to stay away than to give in?" My heart pounded. Every damn day. He stepped closer, water trailing down his jawline. I swore I'd shove him back, but my hand betrayed me, brushing his soaked shirt instead. In that moment, I knew I wasn't resisting him. I was surrendering. His hand lifted to my face, fingers rough from vineyard work, thumb brushing the corner of my lips. My chest burned. We were enemies, bound by rules we didn't make, and yet here I was, trembling under his touch. "Tell me to stop," he murmured, his forehead nearly pressing against mine. I couldn't. My lips parted, not in protest, but in invitation. The shed walls closed in, thunder shaking the ground, but all I could feel was Bentley's warmth pulling me under. Forbidden or not, there are moments you can never walk back from. His lips touched mine before I could breathe another word. Soft at first, cautious, as though testing if this moment was real, then hungrier, deeper, until the storm outside was nothing compared to the fire between us. I gripped his soaked shirt, pulling him closer, forgetting the centuries of hate between our families. The kiss tasted like wine and rain, bitter and sweet all at once. I should have pulled away. Instead, I leaned in harder, giving the part of me I swore no one could touch. When forbidden lips meet, the world outside ceases to matter. We broke apart only when lightning flashed, illuminating the shed. His forehead rested against mine, his breath ragged. "We can't do this," Bentley whispered, voice trembling. My chest heaved. "Then why does it feel like we've already been doing it forever?" He let out a shaky laugh, his hand still cupping my jaw. My fingers trailed down his arm, lingering where his shirt clung to his skin. His eyes locked onto mine, haunted, hungry, helpless. Sometimes it's not about choosing love. It's about love choosing you. The storm raged on, but inside the shed, our storm was fiercer. His hand slipped under my shirt, callous palms pressing against my bare skin. I gasped at the heat, the shock of touch after years of distance. My body betrayed me, arching toward him, craving more. "We shouldn't," I breathed. Bentley's lips ghosted over my ear. "Then stop me." I didn't. I couldn't. Instead, I pressed him against a stone wall, every line of his body colliding with mine. Resistance turned into surrender the moment I stopped saying no. For the first time, Bentley wasn't my enemy. He was a man holding me as though I was the only thing anchoring him to this storm-swept night. His hand slid into my hair, tugging gently, pulling me back into another desperate kiss. My hands roamed his chest, gripping, clawing, desperate to memorize every inch. The shed smelled of damp hay and wet earth, but all I could taste was him, raw, real, forbidden. I felt alive in a way I never had before. Forbidden love burns brighter because it lives in stolen moments. We collapsed onto the rough wooden bench, breaths colliding, mouths refusing to part. My fingers fumbled at the buttons of his olive-red shirt, revealing skin warm despite the rain. His lips trailed down my neck, every kiss a promise, every breath a sin. "They'd hate us if they knew," I whispered. Bentley paused, eyes fierce, voice low. "Then let them hate. I'm done pretending you're not mine." The conviction in his voice made my chest ache, made me fall harder. The most dangerous vows are the ones whispered in secret. When the storm finally broke, silence filled the shed, broken only by the sound of our breaths. I lay against him, head on his chest, feeling his heart pound as wildly as mine. The world outside would demand explanations, demand distance, demand that we forget this night ever happened. But as he wrapped his arm tighter around me, I knew forgetting was impossible. He wasn't just a forbidden desire. He was the only thing I had ever truly wanted. Love doesn't ask for permission. It takes root where it's not supposed to. Later, when we stepped back into the damp earth of the vineyard, the moonlight bathed us in silver. Our family's land stretched in opposite directions, divided by fences and bitterness. Bentley looked at me, his shirt half open, hair damp against his forehead. "Tomorrow, everything will be the same," he said quietly. I swallowed hard, feeling the truth sting. "Except us." He nodded, a small smile breaking through the storm left in his eyes. "Especially us." Once a heart has tasted forbidden love, it never goes back to silence. That night became our secret beginning. Every glance across the fields carried a new weight. Every stolen moment was sharper, deeper, bolder. We fought when we had to, but in the shadows, we burned brighter than any feud could contain. Bentley was forbidden, yes, but when my heart chose him, it chose forever. And no boundary, no storm, no legacy of hate could undo what was already ours. In the end, love doesn't ask if it's allowed. It simply claims its place.